Welcome back to my channel, lovelies. I just want to start off by saying I'm truly sorry for being away for a while. Life got a bit hectic, but I'm back now and I couldn't be more excited to reconnect with all of you. And today I have something really exciting for you. A lot of you have been requesting a detailed step-by-step tutorial on brows and I've listened. So grab a seat because we're diving into it today. I'll be breaking down every step, making sure you understand each detail. Whether you are a beginner or a pro, there's something here for everyone. So sit back, relax, and let's elevate those brows to perfection. So I'm going to start off with hair wax. This is a hair wax. You can use any one of your choice. I'm just going to use that to comb my brows upward. This is to make it look like arranged, more like arranging the brows in a way that it's easy for me to get my strokes. So when you shave your brows properly, you see the beauty. See how precise it will look. So look at before and after. The same thing I would do here. Just use your edge control to comb it upward, the direction that you want the brows to go. Just arrange it that way. Once that is done, I'm just going to go with powder. And the powder I'm using from Adventure Beauty. You can use any powder of your choice. You can use a setting powder or you use this powder I'm using, pressed powder. But I like to use this one because it's skin-like. It doesn't give me any other color per se. So slightly just set your brows. And when you are setting the gel, do not drag it. When you drag it, you tend to have that patchy looking brows. So just slightly set the brows using the powder. You see it? So look at this one and look at the other one. It gives you that natural feel, you know. So now I'm going to go with an eyebrow gel liner in brown with an angle brush. So I'm going to start lining the brows. I like to start from my brow bone area. Do not start drawing from here to here. Always give a space so it looks really natural. Sometimes lift it up, especially when I'm doing brows before anything. There are different types of brows: the eye arc, soft arc, curve, straight, to name a few. When drawing these eyebrows, there are different methods of filling the brows. These methods are hair strokes, shading, ombre, or combination. It's important to know all this when drawing your brows. Also, it is very important to know where to start your brows from and where to end your brows. So it doesn't look too long, too short, because if you do not know all of this process, you might end up doing something different. Now I've gotten my tail. Make sure that your tail is precise. It shouldn't exceed, open your eyes. It shouldn't exceed your natural hairline. I'm going to, after outlining it down, I'm going to outline the up as well. Slightly, do not drag. Do not drag and do not try to create extra. Now connect it back in a C motion to the tail you already have. So you see that. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to go with eyebrow pencil and just use that to give some stroke, and also make sure that it's precise. You sharpen it to the point that it's looking really sharp to give you that detail. Now with the pencil, just go in and fill in slightly, mimicking your natural hair. That brings us to the fluffy brows.
Fluffy brows are brows with a more natural finish. These brows are soft filled and are not as thick as the regular brows. They have a more feathery and natural look that imitate the natural shape and outlook of the brows. Fluffy brows doesn't need too much filling because the brows are already dense. Just make sure the brows are properly tamed and set. Then go ahead to fill in any gaps or space area.
I'm going to do the same on this part. See, the pencil is not as sharp as it was before, so I'll go back and sharpen it again.
Make sure your pencil is as sharp as possible so your strokes looks as hair-like as possible. To add a bit of oomph, I'm going in with dark gelliner to detail and darken the tail. This will give them that extra depth.
You can see it's looking natural at the beginning, then giving it this depth at the end. I'm going to conceal our brows. When you're concealing a brows, make sure that you're using a shade or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone at the brow bone area. Then your skin tone can be from the part. By Adventure, it has a full coverage. Because the concealer is actually thick, I like to kind of mix it with a lighter shade of foundation. So this is my mark, just a little bit of that to lighten the concealer so it's not looking too thick.
It's one thing to outline and another to get a perfect finish. The goal should always be a perfect finish. Make sure not to apply the concealer on your hairline instead of below it, because if you do, you will ruin the chance of getting a defined looking brows.
This is where the consistency should be. So focus more on that part. After doing that, I'm just going to go back with more concealer. This time I'm going to just pat, building up that part, then blend it down. You see it? The light should be in the middle, not to this side, not to that part. I'm going to do the other part. So now I'm going to go with our skin tone
foundation and apply that at the inner corner and tail of the brows for a more natural finish.
Now I'm going to go and blend my concealer using a blending brush. The brush I'm using is from Realtechnique. I love this brush. It's 243. That's the number. It has cleaned up. This is like one of my favorite brush to blend concealer. But before you go in with the brush, make sure that you set it with the setting spray. And the setting spray I'm using is Kiss Beauty. You can use any setting spray of your choice. This is to make it look more hydrated and, you know, not to get that tacky finish, you know, you're blending it.
My favorite part of it, blend to make sure your concealer is properly absorbed into the skin. I like to blend my concealer from darker to lighter. You can do whatever works for you. It's all preference.
With what I just did, I can see that this part is popping. You still want to make sure that that concealer is popping where you apply it. So just kind of blend the tail slightly. Can you see that? Take your time to blend it very well. Do not drag the placement. You notice I still haven't gotten to the brow bone area. I'm still allowing to settle. I'm just going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Now once that is done, I'm just going to go now to blend this part. But this is the technique. Do not drag. Just place. Pat, 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 pat. Slightly. Do the same on the other side. And boom.
Now go ahead, conceal the top of your brows and set with powder as you would normally do. And there you have it. I hope this was helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Trust me, you don't want to miss what is coming next. Bye.